Welcome, everyone. It is Sunday, April 21st, 2024, a cold, gray day here in western Massachusetts. Can't believe it's in the 40s at the end of April. And I am Robin, the co-host. I am thrilled to be here in my nice warm house and on this Sunday call with you. So welcome, everyone. This is the Morgellons call of the week. We are so blessed and lucky to have a community that we can go to for support, for answers, for education, and for, friendship and connections. So if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for help, answers, connections, you're in the right place, because that's what we offer here. And we're doubly blessed because we have Richard Kuhns, the author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons, Lyme disease, and other skin parasites, with us every week. He's here to answer questions, to do more research, to share wisdom, strength, knowledge. He brings on guest speakers. He dives deep into complex topics, and it's just amazing, the information and the encouragement and the protocols that are at our disposal through Richard's book and this call. Richard has, it's not just like head knowledge. Like, as a music teacher, I teach guitar and singing and all of that. I try to get people away from reading things on a page because I want them to integrate knowledge into their body so they can feel the music. And Richard has experienced this stuff. It's not head knowledge. It's not book knowledge. It's experiential knowledge. And he came up with experiential solutions because he went through it. He's been in the trenches, and it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference, and he knows things about skin parasites that people who only read about it or study about it in books will never know because they haven't had the experience. They don't understand that it can be contagious. They don't understand that how you can catch it. They don't understand so many things, and even if they understand a little, it's such a drop in the bucket, they still don't understand. So yes, this call is filled with understanding, compassion, wisdom, knowledge, strength, and it's thanks to Richard Kuhns, world-leading expert on Morgellons and other skin parasites. So at this time, I would like to welcome Richard Kuhns. Thank you for being here, Richard.
Thank you, Robin. So wonderful to be here every Sunday, supporting all of you. In fact, it's an honor for me to be here and be somewhat of a beacon or a guiding light. We offer on this program, as Robin said, knowledge. We offer compassion. We offer solutions, real solutions. If you look at most of the other videos that you see about Morgellons, when they interview people who are suffering. They interview people in pain, agony. We never do that. No. We have never had a person and left them in pain and agony. The people we interview and our YouTube testimonials are full of success. People who have gotten their lives back from this scourge. And this is the place to be to get your life back. This scourge is so overwhelming. When you first experience the weirdness of things happening on your skin, you have no idea what the hell is going on. And you think that, well, your family physician certainly must be attuned to this kind of thing and familiar with it. And so you go to your family physician And you either maybe get some compassion, or he'll refer you to a dermatologist, or he might just outright tell you that you're delusional, that it's all in your head. Well, that's a little bit of a shocker, but well, you got referred to a specialist, a dermatologist. He, of all people, will know what's going on with me, with these weird things coming out of my skin. He will know, because that's what he's trained in. He's trained in how to deal with skin problems. He will know. And after you sit in his office, well, first of all, after 6 weeks, when you finally get your appointment with King Almighty Dermatologist and sit in his office for another 2 hours before you get seen, and he looks at you and says, I don't see anything. You have delusions. I'm going to refer you to the psychiatrist, because that's what, And if you made the mistake and you took along samples, or you mentioned the word Morgellons, what's he going to do, Robin?
He's going to...
How's he going to label you?
Psychotic.
Yeah, and send you to the psychiatrist. Absolutely. So, well, about this time, you may not necessarily believe him and say, well, okay, I don't know, he must be smoking weed. I'll find another specialist. And you go through a few more specialists, and once you got labeled as being delusional, that goes on your record. I guess every time they look up your Social Security number as a patient or whatever, that pops up. It follows you around. It's like a big long coattail. And so you go to another dermatologist or so, and it still comes back that you must be delusional. You should see a psychiatrist. And well, you might actually give in and go see a psychiatrist, and he prescribes some medication such as Orap, which is Primazide, which is typically what the good book, the handbook of medicine, says he should be doing for delusional parasitosis. And you know what? You might actually get some benefit from taking some Orap. You might actually feel a little bit better for it, and begin thinking, well, maybe it is a mental thing. Oh, that's what a rabbit hole that is. So, ultimately, you've been to these doctors. Some people on the program have been to as many as 40, they claim. 40! And so you've been to maybe 3 or 4. I know I've at least gone to about a half a dozen back in the day, the heyday, and you wonder, you realize that you've got real shit going on in your life. You've got something that nobody knows how to cure. Nobody knows how to treat. That is scary as all get out. And you start wondering, what the hell did I do in my life to deserve this? Where did it come from? Am I that bad? Is God punishing me? Am I being tested? What am I supposed to learn from this? Along the path, you feel suicidal from time to time. I know I did. And I know of people who have ended their lives because of the scourge. Guilt. Now, wouldn't that be a form of stress, Robin?
Yeah.
Here you've got the scourge, and now you've got these thoughts about what the hell did I do? Am I a bad person? I helped the little old lady across the street. I went and I got groceries for this person, and I helped my neighbor, and I did all these. Well, what am I doing wrong? Why am I being punished? Now, what brought up this topic was I was going back in old emails that I had received, and this email popped up that covers a multitude of issues of confusion for those of us first infected by these organisms. And I'm going to ask Coach Sharon to read that email, and we'll comment. So don't read the whole thing. We'll stop after every paragraph, and we're going to comment. Can't hear you.
Unmute.
You're muted.
Oh, that's me.
Okay.
Okay. So she wrote, just to say that I watched your interview and you spoke eloquently. I learned so much. But most of all, you helped pave the way for so many of us whom people believe are just delusional. Even my husband thought I was nuts and sometimes still does. He doesn't believe that the stuff floating around is coming from me and not just dust. I see these black things in our food, coffee, individual packets. Nothing feels clean. My husband, who has slept next to me for this whole year, has no symptoms at all.
You know, that is so amazing because this shows up time and time again. I mean, if both of them came down, then they'd be wondering, what did we both do to deserve this scourge? But, hey, God has singled you out, lady, not your husband. He has singled you out. Maybe you've got bad thoughts. So go ahead. Continue.
I just don't understand. Why am I being punished? I've lived honestly and clean, never did drugs, don't drink alcohol, and have wonderful and supportive parents. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I've always prided myself on being well, stable. Thanks so much for writing this book and for giving me a little bit of hope. Someone said baking soda can help. Have you heard of this?
Well, there we go through all, you know, I'm a good person, I've done all this, you know, I can't possibly see what God could be holding over me. I mean, who else would be punishing me? You know, Robin, can you think of anyone else that would be punishing her, where this punishment would come from other than, can you think of anyone?
I can. It's probably one of those 5 ex-husbands prayed for it. I'm just...
Hey, little voodoo, right? Yeah, that's a possibility. Voodoo. Who's got voodoo on me? Who's sticking the pins in the doll? Yeah. So, and of course, she's thanking me for writing the book, and you know, the book that she wrote was about maybe 6 versions ago. So the one out now is beyond anything ever in this entire world and the comprehension of what this disease is. But this is the confusion that we all go through. Okay, continue, please, Sharon.
Okay. You do any phone consults? And obviously, I would pay whatever the fee. If money were not an object, what would you invest in first besides your wonderful things? Again, it's one thing to be punished for anything I may have done wrong, but why an innocent child?
That's amazing. You know, that is so true. I mean, we can ask this of any disease, cancer or anything that may befall us. Okay, maybe I'm a bad person and I tripped over the wrong block in worship, or I got somebody peeved off at me, but my child's got it. You know, what did my baby do? What did they do to deserve this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you start to feel like Job if everybody reads the Bible. I mean, that was the first thing I'm thinking. I'm going, oh, this is definitely a test. God has let the devil do his way with me, and I hope I come from out of it very, very soon. But, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so it says, I have not had any itching, crawling in 1 year, almost. After starting my new protocol, I'm itching a little, but not like my son. I have terrible lesions and so much coming out that I'm like a walking horror movie. I don't know if my scars will ever go away, both emotionally and physically. But, Richard, you know, I just like to share something. I know some of you can't see it, but if this isn't scary, this is me. This is me before finding you, Richard. So I know I was a walking horror movie. Absolutely.
Could you tilt it slightly? There's a lot of reflection. Yeah, and pull it closer to you. Closer to you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
This is prior Richard. This is with Richard. I like the with Richard.
Thank you. It's amazing. We get results. Okay, continue with her note, please.
I have 3 dogs. I had only one tested, and the lab said she had an unidentifiable mite. Interesting, huh? I have a lot of those. I had those too. I had mites they go in stages, so they are very, very unusual and unbelievable. I think I have made almost everyone in my house ill. I'm definitely at the end of my rope. The house we're living in is quite large, and I wonder how I can possibly keep up with the disinfecting. So she hasn't read the book, obviously.
Right, not all of it.
Okay.
And it was an old book that she was reading.
Oh, okay. And then finally it says, I'm writing this while watching my 8-year-old itch himself into oblivion. The pain is so intense, I just don't know how this will ever go away.
Right. Well, thank you for reading that, Sharon.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
I mean, your heart has to go out to this. And most of us have a story like this. And unfortunately, I don't remember who this person was. It was years ago, and I'm hoping that she has gotten her life back. Okay. Now, Sharon, did any thoughts like this come to you? Guilt or anything? Do you connect with what she is saying in here about what did I do? Hello? Or maybe I lost sound.
Okay. I absolutely can connect. When I first realized that I had something and I went to all these different doctors and they couldn't help me, and I'm going, what do I do? What do I do? And what did I do? Is it someone I heard? Is it something I did? Was it how my lifestyle was in my past? Or is it, dear God, that you just don't want me to get married again? You know, what is going on?
Yeah, it kind of keeps you from getting married, that's for sure. Robin, do you connect with this?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what kind of thoughts were going through your mind about how you might have brought this upon yourself?
I just thought I was cursed, and I wanted to burn down my house.
Cursed?
Cursed. I don't know about you or what, but it felt like a curse.
Yeah, right. Well, any of my other coaches, I've asked them to be available, do a *6 and share your experience. Sherry or who else may be here?
I'm here. This is Diane.
Hi, Diane. Thanks for coming on. Do you connect with this or relate with this guilt thing?
Well, for me, it was a little different. I have always been kind of labeled edgy and irritable. And so I just thought that the skin irritation was just part, everyone in my family always had skin problems. So I just always attributed myself as being edgy and irritable and having insomnia. So when I got a diagnosis from a dermatologist, that was Morgellons, and she was very careful how she worded it because she had to protect her own career by telling me. But it was a blessing because it directed me towards you, it directed me towards research, and I finally had something I could do about it. And, for many years, I didn't know what was going on. I had bumps all over my hands, and they were labeling eczema, contact dermatitis. They never really got to it, but when I got that diagnosis, that was my road to recovery. And it wasn't long after that I found your book.
That's great. You're fortunate in that respect because there are many that struggle for years and years before they find me or some kind of solution even on their own. Any of my other coaches yes.
I was going to say I've called that dermatologist and thanked her over and over again for she was sticking her neck out on the line, and she has gotten flack from other doctors for her diagnosis, but I would really appreciate her being courageous enough to speak up.
That's an important point, because it is a matter of going against the flow with these physicians. The CDC has labeled this as more of a psychiatric thing, a psychological thing, a stress-related thing, and has nothing to do with organic chemistry or organic disease. I mean, not chemistry, but it is chemistry in a sense, because this organism, whatever it is, knows how to modify your DNA and out of it produce filaments and fibers comprised of keratin and collagen, and that is chemistry in some respects. And it's different than normal filaments coming from your body, which is what identifies this as Morgellons disease. Oh, any of my other coaches available? *6, join in.
Okay, it's Carol Ann.
Hi, Carol Ann. How do you relate with this?
Hey, I relate with this. Mine started when an outdoor cat accidentally, when it jumped down, I was petting it, and its claw caught in my wrist, and it was infected with it, evidently. And I went from doctor to doctor, spending a fortune, and my own doctor, which I have never had any psychological problems in my entire life, thought I was psychic, and like you said, was going to refer me to, psychiatrist. And like he said, you see this little fleck of dust on my shirt? And he flicked it off. He said, that's what you're seeing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I am suffering. So I got a hold of my vitamin lady that's an herbal. She owns a herb shop in Rome. And she got me connected with the homeopathic people. And this lady knew of one case before me that she had had a Morgellons. She just didn't treat me right. But, she didn't know how to treat it. I spent a fortune with them. But my daughter, we looked it up and we...
Before we go on, was there ever a part of your thinking that you wondered what you did wrong to deserve this? Was this... God doing, punishing you for something? Was this somebody putting voodoo pins in something? Did you ever get into that kind of thinking?
Absolutely no. It's life here on Earth, and when I get to the place I'm going to go, I'm going to kick Eve all over the place for her her getting us into this mess, because it's just simply what's going on here on Earth. And because there are children and cancers and, like you said, diseases. So, we do have pathways to healing, but everybody's not healed. And we have those questions, and we may never get them answered. But to me, since I'm a motivator of weight loss and nutrition for 35 years, I say, you can get bitter or better in life. It's a choice. And I started with you slowly, and Robin, bless her heart, put up with me blundering all kinds of blunder through my vitamins, and I would add this and that and throw away this. And finally, when I finished the book the second time and got with you, I know now, like if I do 3 things on stage 2 in one day, even if they're small amount, it's too much, and my ankle starts itching and going numb.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your progress, Carol Ann. Any of my other coaches relate to this topic in the early days before you found me and before you got any results, and after you were disillusioned with the doctors and you were dealing with the stark reality that this may be the rest of your life, there may never be a solution? Any of you went through this hell of thinking, what did I do wrong? Guilt, anything? Anyone? Any of Well, it is typical thinking. I think we all go through it to some degree at some point, about wondering, how did we deserve this? where did it come from? And we get into our relationship with God, and we say, "Why me, God? You know, what can I possibly have done wrong? You know, or done this?" But when we really look into Morgellons, let's take away the thing with with religion, with worshiping, and all of that, because you have to ask yourself: could have anyone ever suspected that a company like Monsanto would come along with GMOs and glyphosate that destroys our gut biome? Would anybody have ever thought that there would be a thing that would come along with EMS sensitivities like 5G, even 4G? Many people are very sensitive. Could anybody have now, is it possible that anybody has woven together, a God of Almighty, woven together all these factors, chemtrails, that contribute to the creation of Morgellons? Plus, could anyone suspect that all the cofactors that are listed, and I've done a video on it, what is Morgellons and the cofactors? Could anyone, I mean, God has got the whole creation of not just this planet, but 1 million universes. You even wonder if the concept is practical or real. That this could have been woven together by some intelligence so that you could be punished. Could any intelligence have woven this together so you could be punished? If you believe that, that's bullshit. What is real is that Monsanto has gotten away with testing us. We are lab rats for their glyphosate and their GMOs that destroy our gut biome and invite disease. I don't know what's going on with HARP, but it's scary. That's HAARP, the cloud seeding people. It's scary. What contribution does that have? I don't know. It's a guess. I can't say yes, I can't say no, but there's enough suspicion to allow it to be part of what's going on here. I know from speaking with hundreds of people that many of us are sensitive to EMF. Can't even be living around one of these towers, but they are so sensitive. So this is what brought Morgellons, in my opinion, to our reality. And not that we're being punished for anything, that we are not being singled out for anything we may have done in our past. We just happen to have the pheromones, and that's what I believe. It is my opinion that it is, you know, like the lady who wrote this article or wrote this letter. Her husband is unaffected. Why? It's not because, you know, it's because of pheromones. He has a different pheromone. That research has not even been touched. And if anybody wants to do real research regarding Morgellons and these other skin parasites, the same is true with Columbella, same is true with mites. There are people and families that are dealt and suffering from Columbella and nobody else is. Suffering from mites and nobody else is in the family. It's pheromone related, and if there's any research to be really done, that's where it should be done. That's the reality. Okay, Robin, anything you'd like to add to this segment?
No, except that, you know, even though so many of us have been overwhelmed by discouragement and helplessness, there is hope, and that's why we do what we do here. Just
And thank you. And it's so amazing. You know, someone sent me a video this morning. She's been claiming there's another person, Megan Wells, who does, first started out with mites and now they're, and bee venom therapy. I have nothing against bee venom therapy, but all of a sudden this person thinks that everybody should be on bee venom therapy because it helped her. And she sent me a video about this doctor in Mexico, and he's treating people with Morgellons and treating it as Lyme disease. And he has two people. One person interviewed was saying how great the treatment was, and she's gotten rid of her her Morgellons. And then the other person being interviewed saying, "Oh, after 2 days, I feel wonderful." Well, what the hell is you going to think? What's going to happen a month from now? Most people feel wonderful after 2 days on any treatment that they may try when it comes to Morgellons. If you can get past 4 days, you're damn lucky. If you can get a month, you're really lucky. And there was another question the lady asked in that letter, does baking soda help? Absolutely. It's part of my protocol. In fact, one lady wrote in to tell me that just by going on baking soda, she got rid of Morgellons. That says all you got to do is change the pH or reduce the stress on the pH of your body, because it is impossible to actually change the pH, but you can reduce the stress on your body by having it consuming things that are more alkaline. So, yes, that's part of the protocol, and that may help. And one fellow actually created a whole YouTube video about how he cured himself just by taking baking soda. But we don't limit ourselves to a pigeonhole. We open up and look at all the cofactors that can be involved in Morgellons. And the protocol that we have pretty well handles a majority of those. And it would be wonderful and fantastic if every doctor in the country, the blog post that I put out, the video that I produced a few weeks ago, Morgellons, what is it? What are the cofactors? There is a list of about 30 cofactors, and if every doctor that you went to went down those cofactors and had tests for those cofactors, Morgellons, non-issue. Non-issue. Sharon, you have anything to add? You.
I muted that side. Yes. I just would like to add, first of all, Richard, I love you to pieces as always. I want to thank you and Robin for coming every week and providing us with all this information that's so valuable. And for those listeners, please come back. We welcome you. We are a family here. We're here to help. And if you've had these questions, which I'm sure if you have Morgellons, you have had these questions. We have buddy coaches. I'm a buddy, so contact the buddy coach, and she can help you get connected so that you can talk these things through, because it's good to be able to talk to one another, maybe share some recipes. Also, I wanted to say, every time you ask a question to yourself, just realize somebody else has that question too. So it's never a crazy or a dumb question, and you're not saying things that someone else hasn't seen. I get pictures sent to me. Have you ever seen this? Look, I've seen a lot of different creatures. Richard even mentioned two-headed spiders that somebody has seen. But just understand we're all in this together, and we're all here to help you. We love
That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Any of my other coaches like to have anything to add? Okay, that concludes this.
Well,
yes.
Honestly speaking, I was going to say, I prayed and prayed for years for help with the bed bugs, because that's kind of how I got the Morgellons. And ironically enough, all those prayers, again, led me to the dermatologist, which led me to the diagnosis. And it turns out, I think a lot of times, especially in the religion I practice, sometimes we pray for the wrong things, and sometimes that, you get corrected in your prayers. And so, I know you want to skip away from religion, but instead of feeling cursed by it, I feel like I was directed by it.
It's amazing how many people tell me that God sent me into their lives.
Yeah, I really do think that's how it works.
I don't
know. For me.
I would never claim that. Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Any other coach like to share or any comments before we wrap up this segment? Okay, that concludes this segment.
Welcome, everyone. It is Sunday, April 21st, 2024. This is the Morgellons Call of the Week. We've been discussing how people get discouraged and feel like they must have done, like they're being punished or they're cursed, and how to crawl out from that feeling. Now we're opening the Q&A section of our call.
Thank you, Robin. I'm Richard Kuhns, author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons, Chronic Lyme, and Other Skin Parasites. So first of all, I want to let everyone know that before you start the King Diet or accept any of my recommendations, that you're to thoroughly discuss them with your medical doctor to make sure they do not interfere with any health problems you're presently experiencing. The FDA requires me to tell you that. The AMA requires me to tell you that me and none of my coaches are medical doctors, and we're not trained or licensed to practice medicine. And only licensed physicians can diagnose, treat, cure, or mitigate or prevent the disease. So we're not here to do that. We are here to educate you how to make the diet work, how to clean your environment, how to clean your skin, and how to build health and immune functioning through our targeted supplements. Okay, Chris, who's first?
Suzanne, 6878.
Hi, Suzanne. How are you today?
Hi, fine. Thank you, Richard, for everything you do. I've been with you for probably 5 months now, and I've read your book, and I'm doing your diet. I've tried about everything I can think of, and I guess I want you to direct me which way I should go. I did start on all those pills also. I got the gluten cyanide and I bought all the pills and did everything that I thought was doing right. And I also went and got the mite medicine, the Findon, and the leutherinide.
Leutherinide, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you said that you thought I overdosed, so I went and got the detox stuff that you told me to get, and I did take that and clean it all out of my body. So I waited, and I got on some pure sulfa, which really made me feel good, pure sulfa and some collagen, and tried to clean stuff out of my body, and even took the activated charcoal. So now my question is, because I still have so many of these fibers, and it's getting better, the spots are getting better, but I have so many of these fibers coming out of my body. Did you have tons of fibers too? Or is there something, I guess I don't know which medicine to try next to help this problem that I have.
Okay, let me ask you, did you ever experience itching and biting sensations in your body?
Yes,
have
I
they,
had that
have
in
they,
the beginning.
Have they subsided?
Yes, that subsided a lot. If I don't wash an hour and a half in the morning getting the fibers out, then I can start itching again. But if I keep the fibers down, I can go 24 hours and be fine. But if not, I have to spend that whole hour and a half.
That tells me that the diet still needs some tweaking. You're getting there, but you're not there yet. There is when you make that diet work, that's it. Those filaments and fibers stop. They do not continue propagating. So something that you still.
So you don't produce any fibers anymore then?
It dramatically drops. Would you say that's true, Robin?
Absolutely. Usually if you start producing fibers or rashes or whatever, again, it means you went off the diet or you got reinfested from a place in your environment, but 9 times out of 10 it's the diet.
Right. So there's still important work to do on the diet. Now, what
I
are
thought
you?
I was pretty strict with it.
You can be.
You know, I watched everything. I read the book like 3 or 4 times that you said, and so I really watched what I ate. I really restricted myself to probably nothing because I can't, you know, eat rice. So I did the homemade bread that you guys said. I made that, and I ate the meats and vegetables that you said I could have.
Some people can't eat the bread.
I just started on milk, and you said I could have lactose milk, which I went and got. Lactose-free. I do lactose-free yogurt.
Oh, no.
No.
Bad news. Yogurt, bad news. Sour cream, bad news. If you want buttermilk, that's good.
Oh, okay. Because I thought if it was lactose, I could. Okay, just buttermilk. Okay, because I did. You know, the cake that Robin said to use the yogurt, plain yogurt, lactose-free, and that's what I've been eating.
I never said that. I said that in stage 2, I use kefir to make smoothies, but that would be something you would have to test.
Yeah, so, you just wouldn't want to go ahead.
Cake, anyways.
I never said anything about yogurt.
So you're telling me that I would cut out the sour cream, and I could drink the milk, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's a possibility, but we don't know for sure.
Okay, and buttermilk, I could.
Buttermilk should be fine. Cottage cheese, yogurt, sour cream, no.
Okay.
So here's the thing, you need to keep a food diary, and you start with stage 1, and I wouldn't even. I mean, when I started, I couldn't even eat the bread that you make yourself. I couldn't eat the bread. I couldn't do rice. And then I started adding things really slowly, one at a time, one food a week. And if I had a reaction, then I would either try that food in a smaller portion or at a different time of day. And I'd find a way to make it work. And I wouldn't add another food until my body was calmed down from that one.
Now,
you can't assume that milk or any milk products are okay just because they're listed. Everyone is different, and you have to test everything out.
Yeah, so, I didn't drink milk for like 3 months. I didn't do anything but like.
That it's okay for you. You test it. You didn't go slow. You didn't. You would have to take like when I started with milk products, I just added 2 tablespoons of half and half to my coffee once a day, and I did that for a month.
Yeah,
and then,
because I couldn't eat.
Went to a half a glass of, the whole organic milk.
Now,
but you can't assume anything.
How this works is in the very beginning, when you consume something that is not good for you, you can have the reaction of itching or filaments within 20 to 30 minutes.
I don't do that.
But let me continue. As you get your diet a little bit better, it may take up to almost 12 hours before you notice the filaments and fibers or any itching involved. It takes much longer as you get a little better. Now, have you considered using the herbal parasite stop formula? Do you use that?
No, that's the only one I think I didn't buy from you. I bought everything else, and nothing seemed to make a difference. And I bought all these pills from this woman, these leucotriene and
leucotriene. Okay.
And I stayed on that almost a month. I took that a month. I took
that's wait. A month of leucotriene is nothing. 96 days straight. And it is not for Morgellons, it's for fungal complications. All right? And I can't absolutely say that you need it. I don't know if you have fungal complications. It's a variable removal. We look at the total body and we say, well, you can go to 50 doctors and nobody's going to test you for Candida albicans, but it may be an issue. You don't know. And there are dozens of other fungal things. So let's just get them out of the way. That's what leucotriene does, 96 days. And you may have die-off and things happening if you really have fungal organisms. Fenben. We don't, who says you've got intestinal parasites? Well, Dr. J. Davidson in here, Jersey, a parasitologist, says 100% of us do, but at majority of doctors say 80% at least of us have intestinal parasites. So that's what Fenben is. Let's get rid of that variable, and that's not a 1 month thing either. That's like 3 months or longer to go through that. The Fenben does not kill the parasites. It makes them unable to feed, so they end up starving to death. And you know what? If you have a pet or a dog, well, of course, a dog is a pet, or a cat.
No, I don't. No.
All right,
no
but for those of you who do, and they go outside or go elsewhere, and they have worms, and they haven't been dewormed, and they come and they lick your hand, and you accidentally touch your nose or your mouth, you got worms again. It's that fast. All right, so just because you get rid of these things today doesn't mean you're not going to be contracting them from touching an infected doorknob tomorrow in some bathroom. Okay, so those two medications are basically to get rid of the variables, the cofactors that often stand in the way of dealing with Morgellons effectively. Yes, Robin.
So one thing about Luceneron, it is, it's used to treat Candida, but there's also a 90-day minimum protocol for Morgellons because it breaks down the ectoskeleton of any parasites that have ectoskeletons.
Mites, yeah. So absolutely, so that's good. And now I don't know. Do you find black specks in your bedding and clothing, or is that an issue?
Not anymore. Not
Wonderful.
anymore.
Okay, so that tells me
it's getting better with your diet. I use your debriding soap in the morning, in the shower, and then I put vinegar on, and I'm in there an hour, and I get rid of like 80% that's on my skin. I get rid of them out of my skin. So the debriding soap is wonderful.
Cleans them out, right? So that
cleans them out, but that doesn't get rid of them inside of me.
That's what the diet is about, and that's what everything else is about. The diet is basically the key to putting them to sleep or whatever it is.
Really strict. I must somewhere I'm screwing up, and I really, really need your help because I'm really trying.
That's why we're here. That's why I'm here every Sunday.
You had everything under the sun, so I know you're the person to talk to because why would I be getting plastic fibers out of my skin? Unbelievable.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else had plastic fibers. Is it just me?
Yeah. No. There are people who. Yeah. There are people who have shown me pictures of plastic barbs. They're not just fibers. They're like bone with barbs on.
Oh my God.
3/4 of an inch long. One lady had a barb that was 3 inches long that would exit her skin. So
oh my God.
No two people have exactly the same stuff going on. Everybody's got something different.
So yours actually left when you did the diet so strict, and they slowly decreased in time, is what you're saying.
In fact, I did the diet, and I felt cured, and I wondered in the beginning if the diet really is the cure, that if you were on the diet, if you would actually be cured. So I stayed strictly on stage 1 for 90 days. I had no symptoms all that time that I was on stage 1. I went off of the diet, and all hell came
I was on that long too, but I never got rid of the fibers.
That's right, because you weren't.
You said yours did.
But you were not really on the diet. If you had yogurt or you had cottage cheese or sour cream, you weren't even close to being on the diet.
I didn't start on that till about the 3rd month. Those things I just told you.
Okay.
Different.
Well.
Yeah, I just didn't want to get sick because I couldn't eat.
Yeah.
All I could eat was, very limited vegetables and meat, and I didn't want to get sick. It wasn't that I wasn't.
Are you taking any other supplements other than the ones that you get from our store?
No, not really. I take vitamins, and
Oh, well,
and I took the minerals.
whoa, you said you take vitamins. Are they from our store or from another source?
Yeah. No, I got
Okay.
them from you. I
Okay.
ordered those vitamins, and I take some mega minerals, and you said those were okay because I had about a half an hour conference with you. You told me those were okay.
Okay.
So I know I'm taking those okay. I just don't know. I mean, will the sulfur help me at all? Will all this other stuff?
I have no idea about what sulfur you're taking. I don't know what it is or what the purpose of.
And you also in your book you mentioned a woman that actually took peroxide per day to get rid of them. She got rid of them. Can I take peroxide?
Yes, and the protocol is in the book. I don't remember. We don't use 33%. We use 8% peroxide because it's easier to handle, less dangerous, and it tells you how many. In fact, even in the store on the description, it might tell you how many drops of peroxide that you would take per day.
Is yours more of a purified peroxide that I buy from you? Is it supposed to be a certain type? Is
it's 8%.
Go buy it, or
it's 8% peroxide.
So that's stronger than the 3% that I buy at the store.
Well, the 3% you don't consume. That's not a consumable grade. You do not ever consume that. You put a bottle of that in your bath if you want to, but you would never consume that.
Okay. All right. So I will get it from you because I want to try that because it works on my skin.
Yeah. So So yes, look at the parasite stop formula. Keep a diary as to when you're noticing, and believe me, when you make the diet work, the filaments are going to dramatically be reduced. Dramatically.
Okay. Yeah, I wish you had more articles on all different kinds of foods that you can eat and stuff because you're so wise on that. And I only have this one little book and only a few little foods, and Don't
you have stage 1? Don't you have the?
I bought your book, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, but and I know a lot of the raw vegetables you can eat, but I guess because I'm so limited because of some of my health problems that I can't. If I could even have rice, it'd just be wonderful, but I can't. So I limited this to raw vegetables and meat. And I was getting afraid I'd get sick because I couldn't have dairy. I couldn't have all these after 3 months. That's why I slowly added the milk that you said I could drink.
Yeah, well, you may find I'd suggest going back strict on stage 1 like you were and adding the parasite stop formula and keeping a diary and getting this to work. This is why we're here, because we know it's not easy. I just lucked out. It was easy for me. I just lucked out, but it took me 2 years. It took me 2 years to figure this out.
I know it did, and I've had this 2 years too. And I've been talking to you for 5 months, and I know it helps some of your products because I use them. I definitely use them, but I know somewhere along the line I'm screwing up. So, and I also tried the ammonia, and I got sick on that. So I was wondering if there's anything else in my laundry I can use that I bought the laundry soap before, but...
Well, we recommend you can use the Clean 'em Up Zymes and just do your laundry only with Clean 'em Up Zymes and nothing else.
That's expensive. I can't keep buying that because I use that in my sprayer for the house.
Okay.
Is there something I can use that's a little more reasonable for the laundry? Because I do use the sprayer you told me to get with the Clean 'em Ups.
What else do you use? The borax. You could use borax. What else? That's pretty good. Robin, you have any other alternative to using ammonia in the laundry?
Cedarside makes a product called it's called PCO. It's an organic outdoor pesticide.
But I don't think that's going to be less expensive.
No, but it's going to be really effective.
Yeah, but she's looking for something something reasonable on the level of ammonia.
Maybe the Clorox, the powder.
Bleach.
No, not the bleach. The stuff you use for swimming pools. I haven't
Pool shock?
Pool shock. Just like 1/8 of a teaspoon of pool shock that you dissolve in water first before you add to the laundry.
Yeah, that's a possibility,
And
but
then you just add regular laundry detergent with a 1/8 of a teaspoon of this pool stuff?
No, I still wouldn't use regular laundry detergent. It needs to be an enzyme cleaner. Or
can I just use like a regular enzyme in the water? Would that kill all these parasites or whatever this stuff is?
No, there's only certain ones that actually work. Richard's the best.
Because I know I buy the enzymes for the machine, and that I really like that.
Some people use Miracle Mineral Supplement, MMS, in their laundry. It's very much like using pole shock. With pole shock, again, it might bleach the colors in some of your clothing because it's somewhat like bleach.
Wow.
So
yeah, it's really hard to find something that I can.
I mean, why is ammonia a problem in your laundry? You just pour it.
Well, I did, and I made a mistake, and I had added some bleach to it and almost killed it.
Well, you don't want to do that.
But I do, and I was soaking the clothes. I know what she told me to use, one of these containers, but I just pour the Clorox in a bag, and let it set and let the fumes, because the fumes kill the bug, is what Robin said. So that's what I was doing. And then dumping it in the laundry and washing it. So,
well, I don't know what you really said there, but she's saying you take the tote, you put the ammonia in the bottom, you put some egg crates on top so that your clothing doesn't have to get wet with ammonia. You let it sit in there for a few hours, up to a day, and then you launder it in the washing machine, in which case you don't need to actually use ammonia in the washing machine, but you could. And then you could launder it again using detergent, or, we talked about the stress of these things last week. Most of these detergents and the commercial laundry soaps you have sodium lauryl sulfate, which can also irritate your skin and aggravate your skin. So we suggest moving away to something like our laundry soap that we have. That
do you use anything with your laundry soap? Because I still have some of that left.
Yeah, you can use anything you want with a laundry soap. You can use bleach or ammonia or anything, but you never use.
I'll order more of that and use some bleach or something with it.
Yeah,
that'd probably be a lot easier.
You can do that
because I did use that, and I didn't know you could use bleach with that.
Yeah, you can. You can use bleach with it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll get that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's an honor to be of service to you. Thank you. Who's next, Chris?
Thank you.
Eileen, 7828.
Hi, Eileen. We covered a lot of topics with that call. Yes. Hi. How are you today?
So I was wondering, because I pretty much stopped living my life about a year ago, and I was wondering, how you know when you can be intimate with somebody again, and, what has to happen before you can do that?
Very good question. I would say you want to be free, totally free of any itching or biting or those uncomfortable symptoms. You might be free of the itching and biting, and you could be sitting there and you could feel little squirmy things around your body. You want your body being perfectly feeling. And then to be intimate before you do so, I would suggest taking the bath with our soap and a disinfectant, just to be 100% certain, immediately preceding any physical closeness.
Okay.
And I would suggest that after you have a physical intimacy, that you have your partner take a bath with the debriding soap, just as an insurance policy. Alternatively, you can have him stand naked before you, and you can spray him with the electrostatic sprayer with enzymes.
Okay.
And you can also spray yourself with the enzymes before as well after you take the bath. So it doesn't hurt to have extreme caution. Now, you never know. I mean, maybe only 1 out of 20 people are affected by these organisms, but you just don't want to take that chance, because I've had so many people tell me that their lives were fine until they started dating this guy, and they usually describe his bedroom as an upside down whatever, but it doesn't have to be. You can be the cleanest person in the world and have these organisms. You can go to a 5-star hotel in the city and pick up these organisms. So they're everywhere. So being cautious is a good thing to do. Okay. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, it's been really frustrating, and, there's always fear of reinfection. I mean, I'm doing pretty well. I got rid of a lot of things. I no longer have springtails, but now I'm fighting these skin mites.
Have you done the nitimparam? Have you looked into that?
A what?
Nitimparam.
I have that.
Okay.
And I have Fenben, and I have the other thing.
Lufeneron. Well, you should be well on the way then to handling it. Have you done the Parasite Stop herbal formula?
No.
All right, that would be the one thing that I would suggest consider adding, and that might help curtail their activity. Remember, these parasites, according to the research that is published, the research isn't published in the book, it's referenced in the book, indicates that parasites, when there's a lowering of dopamine uptake in the brain, their activity reduces. And that is significant for us. And where I used to recommend people pick up medications from their physicians like Orap, Seroquel, Abilify, and so on that have the same effect, we now have an herbal formula of about maybe 6 different herbs, that all of which have that impact of reducing dopamine uptake in the brain, and it's been phenomenal.
Well, I would love to have all of the products, but I'm on a retiree's income, so it's a fixed income, and I'm not geographically desirable in terms of shipping.
Oh, you're in Canada or the UK or someplace?
Mexico.
Mexico. Yeah, the international, that's something we've not been able to deal with. Somebody mentioned the other day that there might be I don't know if anybody's familiar with this, but there might be a service where a hub where we can ship to in the United States, and they can ship internationally larger orders and then get distributed. It's something we need to look into, something more economical.
The problem with that is it's not economical, because the taxes that they put on all of the products that come in, I've been taxed as high as 46%.
Wow.
So that part's not fun.
That's a bummer. I can only sympathize. I have no solution, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just have to get somebody who's going to come down here.
Right. Somebody come from the States. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay, who's next, Chris?
Cherry 2989 with a T. Cherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi,
Cherry with a
Richard.
T.
What?
It's really Teresa, but I go by Terry.
Oh, okay.
You
Hi.
so many times. Hi.
Hi. Good to talk to you.
How are you?
Good. How can I help?
So, Richard, this is my second call with you. My first call was March 3rd, and on that call, you had suggested that I stop all grains, even brown rice. Well, I was only really doing brown rice. It's the only grain I do. I have been sick since 2009, still suffering. and I'm pretty much paleo, but you had said that wasn't so good, so I stopped everything. No brown rice, no rice cakes, nothing. I am meat and vegetables.
Well, let me ask you, do you have, is this, generally I would make that recommendation if we suspected candida or leaky gut syndrome. That would be why I would generally recommend no grains. Is that true for you?
Well, that's part of my question. So in addition to that, right, in addition to stopping the brown rice, I cut my hair really super short. I stopped dyeing my hair. I did a full round of lufenuron. I did a full round, I'm going to pronounce it wrong. I did a full round of nitipiram.
Nitipiram, right?
Thank
No,
you.
that's 96 days for the lufenuron. You did that, or 90 days?
Yeah. I just started my second round. I
Okay.
spoke with Nancy, and she gave me some instructions on my second round. I am also on my second round of, I call it nitipiram. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
And then I also included ivermectin. So I'm noticing something, I'm going to say fungus, tell me if you agree, please, is eating away at my fingernails.
Okay.
They are peeling. It looks like I have this. So since taking these meds, I don't know if maybe I'm detoxing, but I have it looks like chalk coming out of my skin.
It could be.
If I try to wipe away at it, it's kind of like it turns into like little glue balls. It's weird.
It's interesting. Well, it could be some kind of biofilm, maybe.
Right. So do you
now, are you on the diet? You are on the diet, right? You're making the diet work? Minus the grains.
I'm trying to. So
are you still on paleo?
Well, no, I am no grains. I haven't had grains in,
well,
I can tell you.
What about olive oil and stuff like that? What do you have, or fruit?
So what I haven't done, which was another part of my question, is I use coconut oil.
Well, coconut oil, the question is, do you have like crustiness around your eyelids, eyelashes? Do you feel things jumping in your lower legs and ankles that are invisible, but they feel like they itch and they bite? Do you have any of that?
I don't have the ankle issues, but since taking all these meds, like the lufenuron or what have you, my eyes are stuck shut every morning.
Well, I would suspect we may also be dealing with columbella, which absolutely means that you want to stay away from coconut oil as a consumable. Do it, you might go to it later on. I know the things that you read about Morgellons, they say they recommend consuming coconut oil, and it is fine. They also recommend consuming probiotics and boosting that for Morgellons, and that's fine.
Right.
But basically, from my evaluating I must have evaluated, 2,000-3,000 questionnaires in the last 10 years. 90% of us have both columbella and Morgellons. We usually just are not lucky enough to have one or the other, but generally both, in which case means coconut oil is going to be a problem as a consumable.
Okay. All right. I had a feeling because it's really the only, I can't do butter. I noticed that if I start to eat or start to use butter, I have a fungal net issue. I'll start to see fungal nets. I think are
rice bran oil.
Okay. Yep, I know that. I've read your book. I know
animal fat. Yeah, animal fat.
Okay.
They're both good. Yeah.
Okay. So, can I ask you, please, what do you animal fat? I'm not sure what you.
Well, it can be chicken, fried chicken. That's animal fat. You can fry. Anything you fry. Any pork chops. People say pork is an unhealthy beef. Any of that's going to give you fat.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to get the rice bran oil because, like I said, I'm strictly meat and vegetables. And water. I don't, I don't do anything else. But I had another question. So no, I'm sorry. So back to my first with the fingernails. Has anyone else ever?
Well, until you're making the diet work, it's really difficult to tell whether you are, whether that's a detox or whether that is just the organisms. I would say that to deal with it, you might do the finger baths, warm water in a bowl and put in maybe a quarter of a cup of 100% NG and some apple cider vinegar. Maybe a half a cup, and just soak them for 30, 40 minutes, maybe 2 times a day. And then use our skin lotion. And after you take them out, just, rub skin lotion over your fingertips and fingernail area. Okay. And do that frequently.
Okay. Yeah, I was doing silver. I was putting liquid silver on them, but nothing seems to be.
Yeah, I don't think liquid silver wouldn't be the way I would suggest going, no.
Okay. All right. I also shower twice a day with enzymes. Like I'll do sulfur soap and enzymes, and I'm like, what the heck am I doing wrong?
Well, are you doing any way of doing bathing with the Nature's Gift?
I don't have the Nature's Gift. No, I didn't get that. My funds, like I'm sure everybody else are.
Yeah, it's
everything's expensive,
Right. Well, most of our products, the skin lotion has Nature's Gift in it, and it's relatively inexpensive. We even have basic skin creams with shea butter that has Nature's Gift in it. It's very coconut oil and shea butter. It's very inexpensive, so look for that. They work well. The only difference is that the oils are a little more greasy because they're just basic oils and Nature's Gift, whereas our other products have emulsifiers and things like that in it, so it doesn't come out greasy.
Right. Okay. So, Richard, do you recommend, well, let me ask you, please, which do you think is better? Do you think the Parasite Stop formula or the essential oil cocktail?
Well, the essential oil cocktail was basically as a result of a research project with Johns Hopkins in dealing with Lyme disease. They found that a combination of the essential oils was effective, an alternative to antibiotics, prescription antibiotics when dealing with Lyme disease. So that is it. That's what it's for. All right. And the Charles Holman Association in their research find in a pilot study that 90% of the people that had Lyme disease had Morgellons, one of 2 different spirochetes. But that's a pilot study. So where did they get their participants? As far as I can tell with my people that I work with and my audience, I don't believe 90% of you guys are dealing with Lyme disease at all. There are many other cofactors that you may have and are dealing with, but I don't believe 90% of us have Lyme disease. I did, though, but not saying I don't think everybody, that many have it. Okay, thank you.
I do agree with you, so thank you. I appreciate it.
I would stay away from the Morgellons cocktail unless you absolutely know you're dealing with Lyme disease, and that's the cofactor. And when you're dealing with Lyme disease, you're looking at specific symptoms generally. You're looking at neurological problems, like when I had Lyme disease, I could not write my name. It was so bad. I had had just finished remodeling my home, and the last was to put a doorknob on my bathroom door. and I didn't put a round knob because I couldn't handle a round knob. I had to have a lever. It was that bad. I had pain and inflammation in my knee. That's Lyme disease, man. That's an inflammation, double the size. I could not drive my car. I had to use a stick on the gas pedal in order to drive my car. My leg was in so much pain. That was 24/7. That's Lyme disease.
Yeah, I don't think I have Lyme disease at all. I know for a fact I have Morgellons. I have, not lately, but I had the little white fibers coming out of the hair follicles on my arms. So
Right.
I definitely believe, I know for a fact I have Morgellons. But my last, I don't know, question, I guess, or thought, since I cut my hair really short and stopped dyeing it.
Well, absolutely. If you're dealing with issues of the scalp and itching and problems in the scalp, absolutely cut your hair short. And you want to the basic thing to do would be use castor oil and put a vinyl cover pillowcase on, so you're not going to be soaking your pillow with it, and rub it into your hair. That would be a start, and do that daily, every night when you go to bed. If that doesn't work, then you go to the next step and get something like our Super MSM gel and just keep massaging that into your head throughout the day as often as you can. And then if that doesn't work, you go to the knockout protocol, and that is more extensive, and that means if you have mites and you don't want them to migrate, putting some kind of a barrier like beeswax or Vaseline around your above your eyebrow, so they don't migrate down into your eyes, over your ears, and so it's quite extensive. And if you email me, I'll be glad to send you the protocol if you need to go to 100% war with these things. Okay?
Yeah, because I did the castor oil and it's not working. I feel like, and it's the minute I get out of the shower, like a half hour later, I feel like someone has a salt shaker shaking it over my head. It's like I feel it's like things are falling on me. It's just bizarre. So I tried.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So you want to move up from castor oil to the next step, and that might be just you can use this Super MSM gel is organic sulfur with nature's gift in it and diatomaceous earth. So you want to shake it up, and then you just squirt a little bit in the palm of your hand, and you just rub that into your scalp. You can do that every minute if necessary, and in the beginning you might do it every 5 minutes. And as time goes on, you'll be doing it less and less and less until you do it maybe once or twice a day.
Okay, I will try it.
And then the ultimate is if you have mites that migrate, well, then you're going to need to set up the moat that I mentioned earlier, and there's a whole protocol about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Keep coming back. This is why we're here, to get success, because, we want to figure things out. We want to make them work. We don't want to flounder and make mistakes and make mistakes for 3 months and then figure out, I made a mistake for 3 months. Let's get it fixed now. Thank you. Who's next?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We are done, Richard.
Wow, I'm done. Are you done, Robin?
Yeah.
Are you done, Sharon? Oh, she's on mute again.
I'm getting it now. I'm getting it. I'm actually done this time. I think I've said enough. This was a very lovely session as usual. Always a wealth of knowledge and always feeling loved and as one big happy Morgellon family.
We only had about 3 people ask questions, but they asked a multitude of questions, which really made it great because we covered a lot of different topics with each person. That's wonderful. Okay. All right. So you have nothing more to add, Robin?
Nope.
Good. Any of my coaches want to do *6 and add anything? Or is Mary with us? Anybody like to add? All right. That concludes this portion of the program. Welcome back, everybody. This is Richard Kuhns, author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons, Chronic Lyme, and other skin parasites. Available through us or on Amazon. It's got over 230 5-star reviews. There is no other book in the entire world that has more 5-star reviews than we have, and no other book in the entire world that's more comprehensive than the encyclopedia that I've read. So I'm just tooting my hat, and read the book and find out for yourself. And it's free if you enroll, or to those of you in the program that have already enrolled, you already have it. It's free. The key is to read it. The key is to read it. How many times, Robin?
As many times as it takes.
And that's usually about 5 or 6, right?
At least 3, I would say.
Minimum of 3 times. Okay. And put dog ear it, and put Post-its in it so that you can refer to it, because it is a wealth of information. Every time I revise it, I'm amazed what's in the damn book. You know, did I write that? Where did I get that? Wow, and there it is. It's referenced. The research is referenced. You can go check it out yourself. The ebook has links to it that you can check out the references that I state. You can it links you to blog posts about specific topics. So if the book were really the book, it would be about 500 pages long, but it's down to about 230 because I reference a lot of blog posts that if it's appropriate, go ahead and check them out. Like in the earlier portion, we were talking about hair and how to deal with hair and scalp issues. And there's blog post about that that's way more detailed than what I mentioned here. Stress management. In our first segment, we talked about the guilt some of us have felt because we've come upon this Morgellons that the doctors know nothing about, and label us as being delusional and mental and send us to psychiatrists or dermatologists who know nothing about it. And when we realize we're up against something that nobody knows anything about, and we thinking that, well, if you've ever read the Bible and you're thinking about Job and how he was chastised and all the pain and misery he went through, maybe this is what he was talking about. Maybe he had Morgellons. Well, all the lesions and the crap that was coming out of his body, maybe he was the first person recorded with Morgellons, but nobody really knows anything about it after all those centuries. So we start wondering, what did I do wrong? What did, is God punishing me? Is he testing me? That is, if you're religious and a worshiper, those questions are perfectly normal, because we know our God is a loving God and he can be a non-forgiving God as well. You got to be on target or he's going to test you. So that is a lot of stress, dealing with those thoughts and those issues. And then the stress of being isolated and not being able to be with your family because you're itching and you got lesions, or not being able to go out in public as you got facial lesions and you can't wear clothing in the summertime to reveal your arms and your legs because of all those God damn, this is stressful as hell, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you do about it? You're isolated. Well, you can get depressed. We've all been there. Yeah. But what did that do? Well, hopefully you pick yourself up by the bootstraps, and if you're in this program, take advantage of some of the things we share with you here and about managing stress. Because being in that level of energy, being in those vibrations, they control your destiny. The vibrations of being depressed. I mean, if pitchfork, I got to bring a pitchfork sometime. Bing, doing. Is that a good pitchfork sound? That's a vibration. And so is depression, anxiety. And those vibrations have no happy outcomes, none whatsoever. Just more of the same. And I believe that more people have committed suicide. Morgellons, I don't know of anybody who's actually died from Morgellons. No. It's not like cancer. No. And in fact, I was looking at a video the other day by this doctor. I referenced him. I don't remember his name. He has a clinic in Mexico. And he's talking about internal parasites being such a big problem, and they are. And they can be anywhere in your body. And when you go get an MRI or whatever the techniques they use to diagnose you for cancer, no, I think it's Dr. Davidson. Yeah, I was watching him. He's in New Jersey here. Yeah, okay, got my doctors mixed up. He's saying that many people are misdiagnosed with cancer when they really just have balls of worms located somewhere in their body, that it gives false. And they're treated with chemotherapy when they should be treated with Fenbid or something like that. This is also stressful. Even the doctors don't know what the hell is going on. And with Morgellons, most likely the end would be suicide. So we're talking about vibrations that are not healthy. So we want to shift the vibrations. And how do you do that? Well, first of all, you need to catch yourself in that vibration that you dislike. Don't put yourself down for it. Don't feel negative about it. Don't say this is stupid, this is dumb. You know, this is simply where your brain has taken you. Your supreme intelligence has looked around you and said, well, you have every right to be depressed. And you do. But do you want to stay there? Is that going to benefit creativity? Is that going to give you a creative solution? Is your IQ going to go higher or lower? I think you know the answer. Stress brings your IQ down. Anxiety, stress, depression brings your creativity to the bottom. And if you've been a part of the first two segments here, you know that creativity is going to be important. Many people come with questions, and I help them find the ground to be creative, to come to the solutions that get their lives back. That's what I do. So, once you catch yourself in this vibration of, okay, I'm in this vibration, I hate this vibration, it feels like I'm doom and gloom, I want to get away, I want to shift. I want to shift to another vibration. You see, if you don't know there's another vibration you can shift to, and that's my job to let you know that, you're going to stay there. You're going to stay there. Yeah. So I tell you, you can shift to another vibration, another universe in a sense. And there are many tools that we use to do that. We use humor. Sometimes we depend on Robin to come up with the greatest of jokes. She has great music capability, listening to music. You can go on YouTube and you can search for healing vibrations and come up with soundtracks, hours long of just healing vibrations. If nothing else, do that. Also, you're driving along and you feel that anxiety or whatever. You come to a stop sign or a stoplight. What can you do? Robin, what can they do at a stop sign or a stoplight?
Take some deep breaths.
Yeah, my God. Take a deep breath or two. So Robin's going to share with you deep breathing exercises. Get these little Post-its, not a big Post-it. Just put on DB, deep breath, or spell it out if you got, can write that tiny. Deep breath. Put one on your refrigerator. Put one on the inside of your door going out. Put one on the outside of your door when you come in. Put one on the back of your telephone when you pick it up. Put one on everything. Put one on your rear view mirror, a reminder to shift from that vibration you catch yourself in to a vibration of good energy, healing energy. The vibration allows creativity. So tell us how to do deep breathing, Robin.
Okay, so sit up straight, but shoulders down, chin down, relax. We're going to breathe from our diaphragm, which is in our belly, and we're going to breathe in through our nose, out through our mouth. When you breathe in, your belly goes out, your shoulders do not go up. And we're going to breathe in for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and slowly breathe out for 10 seconds. And I want you to be thinking about you're breathing in hope and peace and joy, and you're exhaling that into your environment, every corner of your home filled with peace, driving out parasites. Okay, so take a cleansing breath and breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold on to that peace, and breathe out slowly. And breathe in, deep breath through your nose, and know that you are not being punished. You are not to blame. Breathe out. The rain falls on the just and the unjust alike. And breathe in. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe out. And then breathe in. Know that every cell in your body is like flowers turning to the sun. They're being filled with joy and peace and hope. And breathe out and release that energy into your atmosphere. And one more time, breathe in. Nice deep breath, and hold and smile and be thankful. And then drink some water, Sister Steve, cleanse those toxins.
Yay. As they say, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. So we can we can instruct you and share this technique with you, but we can't be there to make you do it or to remind you to do it. So that's why I'm recommending that you do the little Post-it notes. At least you'll have something reminding you, and put them everywhere. Hey, Sharon's got a big note. Okay. Well, I love you all. I want to thank you, Robin. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, all my coaches, for participating. And it's an honor to be here for all of you, to support you in getting your lives back. There are answers. We've got them, and they work. And if you ever have any doubts, just go on our YouTube channel and check out all those testimonials. So last week there was somebody who was a video editor, and I asked her to email me, and I never got an email from her. So I'm hoping she's on the program. I should have mentioned it earlier. Anyway, love you all. That ends this segment. Happy trails to you until we meet again. You are my family forever and ever till we part. I love you all. Keep coming back.